Hi guys, so I've nearly finished painting all the miniatures from the original HeroQuest board game, so I thought I'd treat myself by buying, well, loads of their quest packs. As you can see, this one is the Mage of the Mirror, and the reason I'm doing this one next is because, well, I love the look of the Ogres in this one. So you get quite a lot of miniatures in these quest packs, which is just awesome. It does obviously mean I've got lots more to paint, but that's what I love doing, so yeah, let's paint more. Yeah, so as you can see, these dudes, nice, big, chunky, and yeah, great little sculpts on these. Plenty of detail there, and again, they're just big and chunky, and that's kind of how I like my monsters to be. Although it does seem strange that these big chaps are on, well, they're on a normal size base like all the heroes, even though these are sort of overspilling over the edge. Anyway, enough of that, let's crack on, and like all the other miniatures I'm painting from HeroQuest, I'm going to paint them exactly how they look, or the same sort of paint style as in the cards of them. So the one thing you will see me do from now on, guys, and that is the bases. I love clear bases. Always use clear bases in any sort of board games that I play. The main reason because, well, I like to see the terrain or the texture or the board that they're on, rather than having them on sort of just, well, plain basic boring bases. Yeah, so I'm going to cut these off. Or try to anyway. So I'm using this cheap little, well, I want to call it a Dremel tool, but obviously as you can see it's not by Dremel, it is a real cheap one from Amazon, about 16 quid I think. If I can find the link I'll leave it down below, but yeah, very inexpensive. But the good thing is with these miniatures, their bases, or the plastic they're made of, is relatively soft and, as you can see, easy to cut. And if you saw one of my recent videos, I did the Frozen Horror, a sort of large Yeti looking thing. That's the first thing I cut the base off, and yeah, it worked really well on that one, so that's exactly why I'm going to do it on all the miniatures now. This is obviously going to be a little bit time consuming, but again, for the end sort of result, it's definitely worth doing this, as yeah, I love using miniatures, well, on clear bases. So with this, it is just a case of going round, sort of trimming nearer and nearer each time. Obviously try not to take too much off in one pass, because yeah, you don't want to take off too much because you can't put it back on. So yeah, just gently going around, neatly trying to get the edges, obviously making sure I don't take away any of the well, his little toes or his rest of his foot. So yeah, time, care, patience, perseverance, and just little by little we kind of get there. Let me know in the comments, guys, if yeah, if any of you lot do this, or is it just me being a bit mad? Yeah, so once they are sort of relatively near, we want to stop using the old big cutter and just use our scalpel just to go around and say sort of deburr the edges, try and neaten it up, and yeah, just getting it ready then, so obviously we can start painting. So a bit of care and attention with a knife, and then a good old bit of sandpaper here just to make obviously the bases lovely and flat, because say these will then get glued onto the clear bases, so we need nice flat bases to well, take as much of that glue as we can. And yeah, there we go, really. Doesn't take too long. Obviously I did all 4 of these at once, as I am going to be kind of like batch painting them, as they are obviously going to look exactly the same as each other. Yeah, it makes sense then painting them all together, just because it'd be quicker and easier. As you can see here, the last thing I sort of do is very fine sandpaper, and yeah, just trying to like clear off the edges, smooth any bits, make it rounder, and make it look again, well, like it's just his feet. And then they're ready to paint, so as always I'm going to be using the Army Painter speed paints on these chaps, so got them primed in black already. Gone through and picked out, well, all the paints that look similar to the exact sort of ogre there in the card. As I say, all the miniatures I'm going to be painting from HeroQuest, I'm going to paint them how they look on the cards. Just because, well, I want them to look like they look on the cards. Obviously we can all paint them however we want to paint them, which is great. We all have our own sort of ideas, styles. But yeah, I quite like the idea of having them look like the cards. So starting off, good old bit of dry brush in here with white. Any white will really do for this. It is just to make the obviously the raised areas lighter, but still keeps them dark recesses nice and dark. So when we do come to use the speed paint, it just, well, it just helps enhance all the speed paints. And as I say, this is just a great way of getting all your miniatures tabletop ready in really no time at all. Obviously you can then go on afterwards and spend more time doing highlights and any stippling or any sort of thing like that. But yeah, but for me, tabletop ready is just perfect. Or like that phrase that I've heard, but I can't remember where I heard it from, it's not just good, it's good enough. And that's exactly how I like it. So yeah, this painting style, nice and quick, nice and fast, decent results. I say, before I got into the slapchop painting, I couldn't paint for toffee, and I could spend 1 hour painting a miniature or 10 hours painting a miniature, and it wouldn't look any better. So for me, yeah, speed, it is great because it is fast, and the results are better than I could achieve if I was to use normal paints, building up layers, doing highlights, all that kind of stuff, because I just couldn't. So yeah, like many a painter, speed paints, yeah, been a bit of a godsend, because it has made me enjoy the painting, because I know when I do it, it's nice, quick, fast, easy, and yeah, I absolutely love the results. As you can see, I am using the Crusader skin for the Ogre skin tone, although when this stuff dries, it's a little bit darker than I would have liked, but you will see near the end that, yeah, I used another paint over the top, just to make the skin colour a little bit lighter and brighter, and again, more like how it looks in the card. So as well as using the Army Painter speed paints, I do have a few of these sort of like dipping inks by Green Stuff World. Very similar to the Army Painter ones, although on the whole, yeah, the Army Painter ones do seem to come out better, but then there are 1 or 2 paints that, yeah, I definitely prefer the dipping inks, so I will use those. And this one is definitely one of those, and that's the Grey Mist Dip. Yeah, it's kind of obviously, it says grey, but it is kind of like almost white, and as you can see, putting it on, yeah, you can still see a lot of the lovely sort of dark and lighter shades caused by the painting in black and then the dry brushing. Yeah, this is one thing I will say about the Green Stuff World dipping inks. They do seem a lot thinner than a lot of the Army Painter ones. So that's why I generally don't use them that much, because if you do use them, you do need to build up several layers. Which again, in some cases is good, because it means you can have more control over the sort of how strong the colour comes out. But yeah, I do kind of almost prefer the one coat Army Painter ones, just because, again, I've got loads of these miniatures to paint, and as much as I do enjoy painting, I want to sort of crack on and, well, get lots of them painted and ready for tabletop use. As I say, I am playing HeroQuest quite a bit now, really enjoying the gameplay of it, and especially now that, say, I've got about 5 different quest packs, and they've come with some more heroes, which is really cool. So you will see quite a few, yeah, a few of the extra heroes being painted, and again, they are going to be taken off their bases and put on some nice clear ones. So this does mean now I can get more adventurers in each game, as I will be making my own quests up. As yeah, it's great to have all these quest packs with all the extra quests, but I do like sort of homebrew stuff, just because as well you can put more twists and turns on it. So yeah, can't wait to do that. Got my next game, well, in about a week's time. So something I am kind of considering, that's if the guys that play HeroQuest with me don't mind, yeah, possibly doing, I don't know, maybe a live stream playing the game. I don't know if that's anything you guys would be interested in, as I know most of the videos on my channel, or the ones that do better than others, are the ones where I'm painting things, which is why you will see a lot of painted videos, because, well, they seem to be the ones that are popular with you guys, and yeah, so that's why you'll be seeing more of those. But yeah, if you want to see me do sort of like a gameplay, whether it is live streamed or me videoing it and then editing it together and then you watching it, yeah, let me know in the comments, and if that is something that is of interest, then yeah, I will have a go at seeing if I can do some sort of live stream setup playing this game. Or maybe, if you'd prefer, just doing a live stream, well, of me painting these miniatures. As I say, I do have quite a lot of the quest sets. There's quite a few that I still haven't got, and there's a few that are coming out, I think, in March time. So yeah, I will be painting miniatures for quite some time. Plus, there are quite a lot of miniatures that I want to print, as in 3D print and paint. Yeah, so HeroQuest does have a nice big variety of monsters, but say, because I want to do a few homebrews, then yeah, I will start introducing, well, creatures that aren't currently in HeroQuest, as well as making up the cards for them as well. Yeah, as a lot of you guys probably know, I am quite a visual guy. I used to be a graphic designer, obviously photographer, so yeah, I do like things to look good, look neat. So yeah, if I do 3D print any monsters, I will then be making up cards, well, to go with them, really. I forgot to mention that if you are following along and trying to do obviously the same sort of colour scheme as I am, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave timestamps of all the colours that I use, and obviously when I use them, just so you can see exactly what the colour is and where it's going to go, just in case you can't obviously see it that clear in the video. As sometimes I hold the bottle up for quite a while, and sometimes like just then you'll quickly see which colour it is. So yeah, leaving a little timestamp will make it easier for you to see exactly what colour I'm using without you having to keep stopping the video and yeah, peering at the screen to see which one I'm using. But yeah, this is again why I love using the Army Painter ones. They have such a large range of speed paints. Yeah, you really can get sort of, well, whatever you need. As always though, the silvers. Yeah, the silver's not too bad in this one. But yeah, using a bit of a black wash definitely makes it look a little bit better, a little bit grimier, a little bit more used. Again, I do sort of prefer the more grimdark style of painting to the nice sort of light, bright, airy colours. As yeah, I like my my heroes and my mobs to look like they are a bit battle worn, a bit battle damaged, and yeah, they've seen better days. Although one thing, as you can see quite clearly here, because I am zoomed in quite a lot, when I did clean up these monsters or these miniatures, as in like cutting off the bases, I did go around and try and scrape some of the mould lines. But as you can clearly see, yeah, I missed quite a few. And this is where when you do the old slapchop bit of priming in black and then dry brushing, that really does show up any well, any little sort of details in miniatures that you might not have been able to see before. So yes, I wish I had spent more time. Although saying that, I did spend quite a bit of time doing the mould lines. I thought I'd got most of them, but yeah, it's not until you do the dry brushing that they all kind of start showing up, which is a bit of a shame. Say, because these miniatures are awesome looking, but yeah, they do have quite a lot of mould lines in these ones. So next time I get the miniatures out, I am going to be a bit more precise and yeah, try and get them all to disappear and yeah, make the miniatures look, well, as best as they can. So as I say, pretty much done there, but the skin just looked a little bit too dark. So I'm going to go with this Kobold Skin. Again, you will see me use a lot of obviously the Army Painter paints, generally starting off with the speed paints and then occasionally going over with the air paints. Again, I know these are meant for obviously air brushes, air guns, whatever you want to call them, and I have used them a few times in the air gun, but yeah, I love using them just as normal paints because they are already pre-finned, and yeah, they go over really well on what I'm doing. So again, obviously I'm putting a little bit on and then trying to sort of spread it out as much as I can, just because I don't want to lose too much of the sort of the shaded areas that are already underneath. This is just purely a case of just trying to make these guys a little bit brighter. So again, in all the raised sort of areas, I'll put a little bit of this paint, and then yeah, sort of like just feather it sort of in, and yeah, really pleased with how this came out. Again, nice and simple, nice and quick, but it made me happier knowing that these guys weren't quite as dirty and, well, grimy. I say, I do like the grimdark style, but not necessarily the I'm a very dirty ogre and I've not washed in 2,000 years. So yeah, I think he's looking pretty cool, pretty similar to how they look in the cards. So yeah, just need to do all the rest like the one there that's on the left, as he was the first one that I tried, and yeah, pleased with how he looks. And this is why batch painting is so great, because it's a lot quicker. Obviously you've got the paints already in the palette, so yeah, so it's just as quick to sort of get 4 painted rather than doing just one and then going on to the next paint. Plus the other good thing about this is when you do paint sort of the same colour on all of them, by the time you then go back to the first one and paint it with a different colour, yeah, all the other paint has dried, so there's no time waiting for, well, paint to dry really. So yeah, loving it. That's all 4 of them done. Last little thing, they got some fingernails, so I might as well give them a little bit of whiteness to them, just so these guys, say they don't look too dirty then. They do take a little bit of care over their appearance, even though they are going to come in and try and chop your head off. So yeah, definitely be using these guys in my my homebrew one. I've got a rough idea of like the quest I'm doing, and it's going to be spread over 3 different quests, which should be pretty cool. So here's the clear bases. Yeah, get these from Fluid 3D Workshop. There are links down below to, well, everything that I use and where I get stuff from. And yeah, all these HeroQuest packs that I've got, and well, and a lot of my Games Workshop stuff, I get from a company called Chaos Cards. They're here in the UK. Lovely little game shops down at Folkestone. Yeah, if you're near there, guys, pop in. As I say, it's great. It's a huge, big shop. Obviously, tons of different kind of board games, miniatures, paints, all the hobby stuff. But they have loads of tables there where you can sort of go and play games as well, which is just awesome. So there we go, there's my ogres all ready to, well, be ogreish. Yeah, pleased with how they come out. One last thing I wanted to do, the last little bits that I painted white, yeah, just needs to add another little wash to them. So a nice soft tone brown wash, just to finish off the, well, the sort of bones or teeth he's got in his little shoulder pad there. But other than that, yeah, it's all done. It looks great. And yeah, 4 more miniatures painted and ready for the tabletop gaming experience that is HeroQuest. And I say, I love this game. I've gone nuts. I only got into it about 3 months ago. Well, I only heard about it about 3 months ago. I've already got the basic set and about 5 of the quest packs. And yeah, absolutely loving it. So there they go. Although these dudes, say, how they fit on the small size bases is nuts because they are huge. And you kind of wonder, how do they get in and out of some of these rooms? Here's one of the doors. Yeah, I don't know if his tummy can fit through there. I know he's going to bend down to get in. But yeah, I'm not sure his tummy would fit through there. So it does make me laugh when you get a monster in a room and you kind of think, well, how did it get there? Or did it start there as a baby and then just grew and grew and grew? Obviously, there are some doors I've got which are definitely big enough to accommodate. So yeah, this will be a fun sort of thing for my my questers. When I come across a big door, I will be hinting that big doors mean big mobs. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. There was another one on the screen. Give that a click, see more of what I do. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that great stuff. As I really would love to end this year, I know we've already just started, with 100k subscribers. So I need your help there guys. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You take care. Bye now.